Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how to make afro beats right after the intro. Yo, the name is God Science, still the solution carrier, providing solutions to your problems. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. Turn on the notification bell, like the video, leave a comment and subscribed. Alright guys, we are in FS Studio. I'm gonna walk you through how to make step-by-step afro beat. I started with a tempo 108 BPM. I'm gonna use this chord progression. If you want to know much about chord progression, watch the video that will pop up here. Very simple guys. Alright, so let's listen to the chord progression alone. Alright guys, so I copied the same thing, then I pasted it, but this one is a pad. Alright, so let's listen to the pad, but it's the same chord progression. Alright guys, so I'm gonna blend the two. Let's listen to them. Alright, so the next thing I introduce is this loop from OY Production. Big shout out to OY Production. So let's listen to the loop alone. Okay, so I'm gonna add them. Alright, so guys, I introduced this drum fill, rose and fill. Let's listen. Okay, so let's add everything. Alright guys, so we're gonna continue from here. Very simple. If you want to know much about chord progression, then watch the video that will pop up here, how to make your drums more interesting. I have video there. Go and watch my previous videos, one of it may help you. So let's continue. The next thing I'm gonna do is to add counter melody. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna clone hypersonic again, and this time I'm gonna use mallet, choose marimba, and I'm gonna blend it, choose marimba. Okay, then I'm gonna follow the root notes over here to add simple counter melody. Change this to song mode so that I can hear it very well. So we're gonna follow this one. Alright guys, let's try this. Alright, I'm gonna chop the excess here. Alright, I'm gonna change this to steps. Okay, so let's listen. Highlight, copy the same thing. I'm gonna on the metronome, make this one short like this. Highlight again and copy. Alright guys, so we're gonna copy the same thing, place them here. Okay, then we're gonna do the same thing here. Make sure everything is on the right notes. Okay, this one, I'm gonna move this one to there. Alright, let's listen. I'm gonna duplicate this like this. Okay, then I'm gonna do another one here guys, but I'm gonna change the root notes like this. Alright guys, so we're gonna fill the rest of the bar like this. Very simple guys. So let's listen to it. I'm gonna off the metronome. Alright guys, what I'm gonna do is to hit Alt S on the keyboard. Alright, then I'm gonna accept, then I'm gonna change this to 1/6. Okay, then I'm gonna create something to flip, something simple guys. Let me change it back to none. Alright, you hear that? I'm gonna do the same thing here. They are not on time, just to give it more groove. So I'm gonna delete this, then highlight this one, change this back to steps. Okay, highlight this one, then duplicate like that. Very simple guys. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to hit Alt R, then I'm gonna play with the panning, the velocity. Alright, then accept. So guys, let's listen. Alright, so what I'm gonna do next is to send them high octave, Control plus arrow, send them high octave like this. Guys, let's listen. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to route this to the mixer track. Okay, mixer track, then I'm gonna add reverb to it. I'm gonna solo it. Let me mute this. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna cut off some of the low ends by using EQ. Alright guys, subscribe to the channel here if you're new here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off some of the low ends. Let's listen. Then I'm gonna cut some of the high ends a little bit. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna add them. Let's listen. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna combine everything. Then guys, I'm gonna cut this, then I'm gonna create a new pattern like this, then paste it here. Alright, so I'm gonna paste it here. So now guys, let's listen to everything. Alright guys, we move on. So I'm gonna add another melody, going hypersonic again. Then I'm gonna use acoustic guitar, use this one. So I'm gonna create simple guitar melody. Highlight everything, bring it back to here. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing here. Alright guys, very simple. We're gonna select everything, then put them here. Make sure everything is on the right notes. Okay, I'm gonna change this one. So now let's listen. Change this back to steps, then fill the bars like this. Then I'm gonna change this one. Okay, so let's listen to the last ending here. Alright guys, very simple. So I'm gonna send them to high octave. Alright guys, so after playing with it, this is what it sounds. Let's listen. Alright, I'm gonna press Alt R, play with the velocity and panning. Alright, simple guys. Accept, then I'm gonna route it to the mixer track, then add reverb. Okay, very simple guys. Then I'm just gonna cut off some of the low ends using this equalizer here. Alright, so guys, what I'm gonna do is to add everything. Now I'm gonna cut it from there, create another pattern, paste. I'm gonna paste that one to here. Alright, so let's listen to everything. What I'm gonna do is to render and replace everything so that we save the CPU. Okay, so I'm gonna render everything and replace them. Alright, so now that we've rendered and replaced everything, I'm gonna delete the plugins so that we can have peace of mind with the CPU. I'm gonna delete this. Alright, so guys, the next thing I'm gonna do is to chop the SS. Okay, chop the SS over here. Alright, so after chopping the SS, let's listen to it. Alright guys, so the next thing I'm gonna do is to introduce the kick. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna create another pattern like this. Alright guys, so let's introduce the kick. I'm gonna fill it normal afrobeat groove, fill each 4 steps, piano roll, then I'm gonna fill the bass like that. Alright guys, so now let's listen to everything now. So what we're gonna do is to route them onto the mixer. Then I'm gonna EQ them very small. So we start from here, route using selected channel starting from this. Alright guys, so I'm gonna delete this. Then I'm gonna reset this. So now I'm gonna introduce this crash here. Okay, we change this to none. Make sure it's on time. So you're gonna zoom in. Alright, very simple guys. Then I'm gonna introduce this reverb clap. Okay, bring it here. Then I'm gonna reduce it small, reduce the volume of this one too small, pan it to the about 28% to left, 30% to left. Okay guys, all right, so now let's listen to everything. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna solo the drum loop alone, then I'm gonna place transient processor on it like this. So listen, with the transient processor it sounds a little bit more soft, and the reason why I place it on it is that I don't really want to hear the shakers louder in it, so I just reduce it. So listen to it with the transient processor, and without it, listen to the shaker. Okay, so I just want to reduce it very small. Then with the kick, what I'm going to do is to make it mono here. All right, I'm going to cut the high ends. All right guys, very simple. And with the pad, I'm gonna reduce the low ends using only this EQ here. Reduce this one too, the key. I'm not gonna do much mixing here because my CPU will disturb us. Okay, so if you want to know much about mixing, I got a video for there, so go and watch that one from the link in the description box, or check my previous videos. All right, so guys, basically this is what I did, just cutting off most of the high ends. All right, I want to give it more space. Then I'm gonna pan this about 20% left. All right guys, so let's listen to everything now. The name is God's Still the Solution Carrier. If you want to know much about afrobeat, then watch the next video to know how to make your chord progressions more interesting. Go and watch my previous video, how to make your drums more interesting. All right, so let's listen to everything. See you in the next video. Stay blessed.